Welcome to Globalpose News. Ukraine struck several targets deep inside Russia on Tuesday in what it says is its most massive attack of the war so far. Ammunition depots and chemical plants were hit across several regions, some of which were hundreds of kilometers from the border, according to the General Staff of Ukraine's armed forces. Sources in Ukraine's SBU intelligence agency told the BBC the overnight attack was a painful blow to Russia's ability to wage war. Russia said it had shot down US-supplied ATACMS missiles as well as UK-made Storm Shadow cruise missiles, and vowed to respond to the attack. At least 9 airports in central and western Russia temporarily halted traffic, while the strikes prompted schools in the southwestern Saratov region to close. Strikes in the border region of Bryansk caused explosions at a refinery, ammunition depots and a chemical plant said to produce gunpowder and explosives, a Ukrainian security source told the BBC. But Kyiv also struck far deeper into the country, with the General Staff claiming to have hit targets up to 1,100 kilometers (700 miles) from the border. In the western region of Saratov, officials reported a massive drone attack. 2 industrial plants in the cities of Engels and Saratov were damaged, Regional Governor Roman Bisagin wrote on Telegram. Students were taught online on Tuesday after local schools were closed. Last week, Kyiv said it had struck an oil storage facility in Engels, prompting a days-long effort to tackle the blaze and Bisagin to declare a state of emergency. Officials in the western region of Tula also reported an overnight attack, where Regional Governor Dmitry Milyev Russian said air defenses had shot down 16 drones. There were no casualties, he said, although falling debris had damaged some cars and buildings. Elsewhere, a gas storage site near Kazan was struck in a drone attack in the southwestern region of Tatarstan, local officials said, without reporting any casualties. Ukraine said Russia also launched dozens of drones across Ukraine overnight, with multiple air raid alerts in and around Kyiv. According to its tally, all but one were shot down or lost. Some were dummy, or decoy, drones used to try to overwhelm air defenses. As air raid alarms sounded over Kyiv last night, one drone flew back and forth for some time, its movement tracked on various Telegram groups. One user joked that it had been a great idea to send troops from the Air Force who operate the air defense systems to the front line as infantry. Today, the Ukrainska Pravda newspaper quoted a source saying more than 5,000 troops were to be transferred from air-to-ground forces, following an order by General Oleksandr Siersky. The acting commander of the Air Force responded by insisting that specialists, who are objectively difficult to replace, would not be moved, especially those trained on foreign-supplied weaponry and equipment. That presumably includes F-16 planes and Patriot air defense systems. The General Staff also commented, conceding that the situation on the front line is not easy with a shortage of infantry in many areas. The decision to strengthen the ground brigades on the front line at the expense of servicemen from units of other types and branches of the armed forces of Ukraine is a forced step of the military leadership to strengthen our defense, a statement read. It was, Ukraine says, a fiery night in Russia. Videos posted online seem to confirm at least some of the claims, although the Defense Ministry in Moscow says US and British-made missiles were shot down over Bryansk and the Black Sea. The BBC asked Ukraine's General Staff to comment on Russian claims that they shot down 14 of these Western-made missiles overnight. A spokesman, Bohdan Sinek, said his office had no knowledge of the information you are asking about. Ukraine is trying to push back, however it can, against Russian military advances on the ground, with a week to go until President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. The authorities in Kyiv have come under pressure from the US administration to lower the conscription age and enable it to send more soldiers to the front lines. Trump's national security advisor Mike Waltz recently told ABC News that Ukraine should address its shortage of troops and needed to be all in for democracy if it wants the US to be all in for Ukraine. They were stark words, given the immense price Ukraine has already paid to defend itself and NATO's eastern flank, and they seem to herald a change of tone from Washington as Trump returns to the White House. On Tuesday in Kyiv, Zelensky said again that there was no point lowering the age of conscription from 25 to 18 when those Ukrainian troops already deployed are short on weapons. We have more than 100 brigades on the battlefield, and each of them requires daily replenishment and equipment, Zelensky said. Kyiv often claims its allies are slow to send the weapons it has promised, including air defense systems and missiles. For more updates, news, views from around the globe, follow us on all our social media platforms at Globalpose.